Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to a new edition of Sports Shop 27. I'm your host, Jermaine Coulter. To my far right, I got my main man, KJ Kevin Johnson, former Clemson cornerback from 99 to 2002. And today's special guest, we got a Hokie in the house. Went to Virginia Tech from 92 to 96. Played in a lot of football games. Also played with the New York Jets and the Miami Dolphins. Y'all, he's from Easley, South Carolina. Y'all help give it up for Mr. J.
On with it, man.
What's going on, Jay?
What's going on, Mr. J?
Hey, man, I appreciate y'all having me, man. You know what I'm saying? That was a great intro right there. I appreciate that. Brought back some.
All right, all right. Yeah, welcome to the Sports Shop 27. Glad to have you. For the people that don't know you, Mr. J, let them know where you're from, a little bit about your background.
I'm originally from Easley, South Carolina, but I graduated high school from Fort Union Military Academy, which is in Virginia. That's how I ended up at Virginia Tech. Played at Tech I lettered 4 years. After Tech, I ended up signing a free agency contract with the Jets. So I spent time with the Jets, the Dolphins, and people forget I spent some time with the Saints.
Okay. All right. Hey, so what age you start playing sports, and what sport was your first love growing up in Easley?
I started playing baseball when I was 8, and then I started playing football when I was 9. My first love is baseball. Baseball is my first love. Like, if I could do it all over again, that'd be my first. You know what I'm saying? That'd be my choice of going to college and playing.
All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. What position you started out with in baseball?
I played catcher, pitcher, and first base. But as I got bigger, they moved me from catcher, and I only played, was a relief pitcher and played first base. So yeah.
All right. So, Mr. J, growing up in Easley, South Carolina, who were some of the people that you looked up to? Was it a family member, a friend, or was it somebody who you actually watched on TV that inspired you to play sports?
This guy named Hal Looper. I have a lot of respect for Hal. Hal actually, when I thought I was cutting Little League football, he begged the coach to keep me on the team. And that was the first time in my life I had tried out for football. And that he's a stand-up gentleman. So, my hat off is to Hal Looper. He's a great guy back in Easley. So.
Okay, cool.
Hey, so once you reached the middle school level, what sport was your favorite sport on that level? I know you said baseball. Was it another sport?
Yeah. Now we done got into basketball. I'm thinking I'm Moses Malone now. So basketball became my next, sport that I love. And I still played football, but it wasn't really that big love for it, at no point in time. It wasn't, not at that time anyways. I played football to stay in shape. That's the God honest truth, because I know if I didn't play football, I'd have been out of shape from my baseball season all the way through to basketball. I couldn't have did it. It's like 5 months of not working out.
That's good. That's good. So talk about the area that you grew up in Easley. Talk about the Friday night lights. What was the main attraction growing up there? What was life like in Easley, South Carolina, growing up?
Well, I grew up down the road, so I didn't grow up in the city. So I grew up out like in the county. So it's like, Highway 8, that's what it's called. And it's, that's where, I grew up at, wasn't no street lights down.
Man. Much to do.
So, but the big attraction when I was growing up was the football games. They shut the city down in Easley for a high school football game. Especially we had a guy named James Earl who played at Clemson. When he came through, that was during the time, I was living. When I tell you came through as a 9th grader, you'd have thought Deion Sanders was on that team. That's how packed the stadium would be. So that was the big attraction with James Earl. To me, during the time that we were at Easley, he probably was the biggest football attraction I had seen.
Okay. All right.
All right. Your first year in high school, did you play right away? And what position did you play on that level? Was it start off at the offensive line?
I played middle school. I played quarterback Then high school, I played what we call was a split end, tight end. So I would step out to play wide receiver, come in the block. So,
Oh, okay.
so yeah. So that was a position I stuck with my whole years in high school.
All right.
Okay.
So you played right away though? You
Yeah,
touched.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I played right away.
All
Yeah,
right.
All right.
so, yeah.
No
Now
fresh.
it's tough to play right away over there too. So
That's some competition. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
All right. So what other sports did you letter in high school besides football?
Baseball and basketball.
Oh, okay. So you're a 3-sport athlete in high school. You're on
Yeah.
varsity on all the teams?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. And
All right.
talk about those sports a little bit too. In baseball, did you stay at catcher and pitcher?
No, I moved from being a catcher. I stayed pitching, and then I moved to first base. I stayed at first. I got too tall, about 6'3" and a half. And I couldn't play catcher no more. so they moved, ended up pitching, and I played first base. So
Okay. All right.
yeah.
All right. So playing football in high school, who was the competition in the area?
Trying to think.
Down your
Stephen Davis.
high school?
Yeah, I can name one. Stephen Davis from Spartanburg High School.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Stephen was a first rounder, and man, he was like the way he played in the league, he played like that in high school. So
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, so
All right.
Stephen Davis was one. Brandon Bennett, who's running back at USC, now he works back upstate. He was somebody to reckon with from Riverside High School.
That's correct.
Yeah, so yeah, but that's pretty much it. You either had big standouts or everybody was just as good. If you know what I mean. Like you had everybody just as good, then you had them one or two people that stood out than the rest of the ball club. So
Okay. I mean, I know Duce Staley was in that era too with you guys. Did you ever get a chance to play against him?
no, I didn't get a chance to play against Duce. I got to meet Duce when I was training down in Columbia, South Carolina. So yeah, I never got a chance to play against him in high school.
Okay.
He was a baller though.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so in football, how do y'all do in the playoffs? How far do y'all go?
Shoot. My sophomore year, we went to the Upstate Championship, and we lost to North Augusta. They put that thing on us.
Oh no.
And then, I was saying, boy, they had some dogs on their team, man. Oh, wee.
Oh,
And then in the next 2 years, we didn't even go to the playoffs. We missed about one game.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about in basketball and baseball? How far did you go in those sports in high school?
Well, baseball at the Fourth Union, I had gotten drafted through I forgot what part of the draft it is, but Major League Baseball. So, but it would have been with the farm team, the Toronto Blue Jays, I believe. And then basketball wise, I was just all state in basketball. That ended up being my best sport was basketball.
Oh, okay.
What'd you average?
28.2. And I was getting 14 boards. Yeah.
Oh.
I was getting them. I was trying to lay on the boards more. I was trying to get those boards more.
All right. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And put it back up, right? Yeah.
That's it. Get that free money.
Man. Yeah, it's out there. Hey, so did you participate in the Shrine Bowl? Anything like that?
No, I didn't play in the Shrine Bowl in South Carolina, and that's because I had went to Fort Union Military Academy. So I finished my last year at Fort Union, so I missed out on the Shrine Bowl. And I hate that because they had a lot of ballers back then, a lot of guys that we should have made it to the league, but I don't know what happened to them. So you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I pray for them. That's about it. So.
Oh yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So in basketball, did y'all win any state championships?
Nope. Get put out. My 10th grade year, we lost. Well, my 9th grade year, we lost to West Side by 2 points. In my 10th grade year, we lost to Hillcrest by 2 points to take us out of going to the state championship. And then the next 2 years, we just lost in the playoffs. Yeah. We had pretty good, man. We just had no coaching, man. You know, you go to college and you see all this coaching, you like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, wow, why wasn't I taught this in high school? So it's just a big thing.
All right. Well, we'll talk about the recruiting process coming out of high school. What schools was looking at you at the time?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Coming out of high school, it went from probably about maybe 15, 20 people looking at me to probably 40, because I went at the military school I went to. Eddie George was there at the same time, so Eddie's going there. So he's bringing in all these schools that's looking at him, and they can't get him. They're going to the next person. So so I guess my senior year, I would say it was about good 35.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Did you take any official visits in high school, like before you made a decision?
Oh yeah, I took one to Marshall. I took one to Virginia Tech. I took one to, I think it was Wake Forest. And then I turned around and committed to Tech.
Okay.
So I didn't go. So after that, I didn't go no more. And I only committed to Tech because it snowed.
Okay. So in high school, who was your favorite college team at the time?
Clemson.
There you go. That's a good one. There we go.
For me, hey, bro, I'm easily right there beside.
Yes, right out the road. Yeah.
So, you know.
Got you.
You for the family, you like Gamecocks.
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jermaine.
So you decided to go to VTech after all the visits you made. Was it Frank Beamer that recruited you, or was it someone else? Who was the person that kind of, said that you could actually come here and play right away and you felt at home?
It was Steve Marshall, and the craziest part about it is, his game was legit. He wasn't lying about what I could do. You know what I'm saying? How they was gonna treat me when I got there. Only bad thing is my first year, my redshirt year. So, but the good thing is the old line coach that came in, he kind of took over from that point, as far as being the encourager that I need. So,
okay, all right.
Hey, talk about your first start playing for Virginia Tech. Getting out there, seeing the crowd. For the first time. How did you feel?
Oh man, I can't even still explain it. Like, my heart was beating. I stepped on the guard's foot. I didn't want to get away from him. I wanted to be right on his hip.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He was space that I was right up on him. He was pushing me. I was like, man, I ain't going nowhere.
I understand.
Gap, but it was, the first thing I thought about. I said, man, and you think I'm lying? I said, man, I'm from Easley, South Carolina. There are 100,000 people where I'm from who wish they was out here doing this, and I'm doing it. I said that every game. I was like, man, I'm from. I said every game. Thank God that I was on there. So.
Oh yeah.
So, what did you like about Virginia Tech the most? Was it like the players? Was it the teammates? Or was it the coaches? What is the campus?
I think all around. I think the whole, like, the campus, the players, the coaches, just the whole, especially the campus. and then the people around in the city, like, you know what I'm saying? Especially, you know, everybody, you know, Hokie fans and all that good stuff. So Blacksburg is an overall experience. I mean, if you're a player there, you're a player forever there. So it's the whole experience of being in Blacksburg. You can't really just pick one good thing.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you're playing for Virginia Tech. Who was the competition in the conference or in the ACC? Or was it ACC at the time? Yeah.
No, we was Big East. We was in the Big East.
That was
So
big. Okay, Big East.
us,
Okay.
yeah.
Miami.
So the big competition with Miami, BC at the time, and West Virginia, and Syracuse.
Yep.
So we was kind of stacked in that Big East. You know,
yeah, he was. Yeah, not the big teams out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, and we could, you know, and that was the thing. And that, you know, the Big East, what's crazy is the history of the Big East. The history is that they got people that were in the Big East were trying to get in the ACC. The ACC was never gonna fold about letting them in, so they created their own conference. And guess what? The Big East started whooping up on everybody, and then people had to start look. You know what I'm saying? We need to bring them in here to make money. And that's the only why, you know, Tech right now is an ACC. So people don't, you know, that story, man, I looked that up. I ain't asked no coach, none of that.
All right, yeah. I didn't know that. That's a good stuff.
Yeah. So that's
you
crazy.
So Jay, you played in the era against some dogs in the Big East. You know, Ray Lewis, what's his name? Warren Sapp, you know, played against the Barber brothers in that era. A lot of other greats. Talk about their style of play and you matching up against them.
I think the style of play for like with Ray Lewis and Warren Sapp, they had the same energy I have because I'm from down south, so I have that same type of energy, and that was a great matchup against them because it was more. I just got to defeat him. I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't let Warren Sapp get a sack on me. The only thing he's going to do is dance. He's not going to run through me. He's just going to dance. You know what I'm saying? So you had to change your mindset of who you playing and what school you playing. Because you playing Miami, you getting all this extra talking and all this, you know what I'm saying, rolling helmets on the ground. You're getting all of this. So you have to understand the teams you're playing. Now, if I want to play UVA ain't nothing but some cheese and wine. That, you know, that place never be clapping when they get the first down.
All right.
I know you know, because what they be in there, they will clap for first down. So now I can take that rah-rah that I have, now I can put it on run day.
Yeah.
And run through him because now he's not used to that. He's more used to the calm, laid back. Now I'm gonna bring all this extra energy I got. So a lot of guys didn't want that extra energy. Like I'm coming, man. Like I treat football like I was in a fight. I'm not losing, and if I'm losing, I'm gonna find something to win with.
For sure.
So and that's how I took it when it came to guys like that. So.
Okay.
Yeah, playing against some guys, your energy had to be different. That's all.
Okay.
All right. Hey, so what kind of chemistry you had with on the offensive line, your other brothers on the line?
Oh man, we had a great relationship. We did a lot of things together, like in the off season, like we would go hunting, hiking, stuff like that. You know, I mean, if one of them had a party, we all show up for them. You know, so it was one of those things to where, like, one of them got married, we was all at the wedding. You know, none of us in the wedding, but we were there. But our O-line coach JB Grimes, he taught us to be close. You know what I'm saying? He taught us how to be a unit and trust one another. Once we got that trust with each other, man, I could pass somebody off and knowing TJ Washington gonna pick him up. So
Oh man, there you go. Y'all got each other back for sure.
that's it.
That's right.
That is it.
So other than Blacksburg, Virginia stadium, what other stadium you like to play on in college? I know it was a lot of turf back then in that division.
Oh man, the other one, man, I ain't gonna lie, Boston College used to be off the chain. But then that stadium be sold out, and they be throwing nickels and batteries, and yeah, man, that
Wow.
I like BC and West Virginia. If you can play in them two places, you can play anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Hey, talk about the bowl games while you're there at Virginia Tech.
Oh, we went to, when I was there at Tech, we went to the Independence Gator Bowl, Sugar Bowl, and the Orange Bowl. So my class is actually the first class to take Beamer to his first 4 bowls in a row. We're the class that made him redshirt us so we can take him to some bowls the next year. He's about to play every last class.
Wow.
That's nice.
All right. Well, we got somebody came on, said it's me, okay, and they said, "Hey, good." You got somebody behind you showing up the retired jersey.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Shout out to the
wife
wife back there. Thank you for coming on the show, putting that up there. Right now, we're going to get into a clip. And this is like a clip of 1995 with Virginia Tech football. For everybody that's watching, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Deezer, Instagram. We have former Hokie offensive tackle, Jay Hagood, former New York Jet and Miami Dolphin and New Orleans Saints. All right, we're going to go ahead and get into it. We don't own the rights to the video or the music in the clip. Stay with me, Jay. KJ should be coming back in. I'll let him back in, okay?
And I said, I don't know what a Hokie is, but God is one of them.
I don't know what to say, really. 3 minutes to the biggest battle of our professional lives. All comes down to today. Either we heal as a team, or we're going to crumble. Inch by inch, play by play, till we're finished. We're in hell right now, gentlemen. Believe me. And we can stay here, get the shit kicked out of us, or we can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of hell. 1 inch at a time. Now, I can't do it for you. I'm too old. I look around, I see these young faces, and I think, I mean, I made every wrong choice a middle-aged man can make. I pissed away all my money, believe it or not. I chased off anyone who's ever loved me. And lately, I can't even stand the face I see in the mirror. You know, when you get old in life, things get taken from you. I mean, that's part of life. But you only learn that when you start losing stuff. You find out life's this game of inches. So is football. Because in either game, life or football, the margin for error is so small. I mean, 1/2 a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second. On this team, we fight for that inch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that inch. We claw with our fingernails for that inch. Because we know when we add up all those inches, that's gonna make the fucking difference between winning and losing. Between living and dying. I'll tell you this, in any fight, it's the guy who's willing to die who's going to win that inch. And I know if I'm going to have any life anymore, it's because I'm still willing to fight and die for that inch. Because that's what living is. The 6 inches in front of your face. Now, I can't make you do it. You got to look at the guy next to you. Look into his eyes. Now, I think you're going to see a guy who will go that inch with you. You're going to see a guy who will sacrifice himself for this team because he knows when it comes down to it, you're going to do the same for him. That's a team, gentlemen. And either we heal now as a team, or we will die as individuals. That's football, guys. That's all it is. Now, what are you gonna do?
Druckenmiller, the shotgun snap, fake short, firing it deep into the end zone. It is caught. It is caught for a touchdown by Jermaine Holmes with 47 seconds left. Jim Druckenmiller has engineered the greatest comeback I've ever seen
as he throws a touchdown with 47 seconds left. The Jermaine Holmes, a great pump fake short, and then he hit it in the end zone. Touchdown, check. Final play of the game. Back to throw is Groh, and he fires it to the near sidelines. It's intercepted. It's intercepted by Banks. He's running it all the way down the sidelines. The game clock winds out. Antonio Banks takes it in. Touchdown, Tech. The Texans storm the field. He ran it back. He ran it back for a touchdown.
Right, Jay. We back. So, Jay, talk about some of the players that you played with on that Hokie football team. I know Antonio Freeman was y'all wide receiver, right?
Yeah. He free played with us my sophomore year, so that would have been 94.
Okay.
And who else played with us? Cornell Brown. Cornell Brown actually broke the college sack record. while we were there. He's a coach at Bowling Green, I think now, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But Hank Coleman, that's another one. Like guys on the defense, like we had Jim Barron, J.C. Price, Lawrence Lewis. We had one of my roommates, Myron Newsom, was a linebacker. Man, George Del Rico. Then the DBs, you know, it's called DBU for a reason. All the DBs that were there, Torian Gray, Antonio Banks, them guys played in the NFL.
Yep.
So you got to look at those guys that played in that backfield, man. We were loaded. Then on offense, Jim Druckenmiller was our quarterback.
Okay.
He had a cannon. So we just had to keep him on track, though, the plays. But other than that, man, like the old line, we were legit. Bill Connolly played in the NFL. T.J. Washington, Ty Washington both played in the NFL. Gennaro DiNapoli played. That's why our quarterback was a first rounder. Yeah, so you got those type. When I was there, you had some very thorough cats. Very thorough cats. Just like one of our wide receivers, Jay Holmes. Like, you know what I'm saying? He made that catch at the end, you know what I'm saying, against UVA. That is the most historic catch of all times at Virginia Tech. I mean, the only why he got to run that route, the guy that's supposed to run that route, he said he was too tired to run the route. So they switched. And now the rest is history. So you got to think, playing with those type of guys, it make your playing level go up. If you know what I mean? Because we went ones against ones in practice.
Yep.
Most of the time, people go ones against twos. We went ones and ones, and like that makes you so much better when you're going game speed at least 3 times a week. That comes Saturday, that ain't nothing.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
Yeah. So did you play in the Senior Bowl?
Yeah, I played in the Senior Bowl. Played in the Senior Bowl with I think we was with the North team. Because we was playing with cats from California, and I think it was on the North squad. So that was a great experience too, because you got to see a lot of those guys that had those big names really wasn't that good. That Senior Bowl, boy, there's a lot of boys. So there's a lot.
My bad.
Right.
Yeah. So talk about that Sugar Bowl. Y'all won 24-10 against Texas, and you started off the season 0-2, and then you guys went and won 10 straight, and then won the Sugar Bowl. Back then, those bowl games were really, really big, and based on who won those games will actually sometimes play for the national championship, sometimes just depending on who lose would actually come up and trump a team and win the national championship without playing a national championship game. So talk about how the brackets were set up and the importance of making it to bowl season in the 90s.
In the 90s, it was more about your record. It wasn't more, like now to say you got to have 6 wins. Back then, you had to have 8+ wins. You couldn't, having 6 wins didn't get you in. 8+ wins didn't get you in. I know for us in the Big East Conference, this is when they started doing conferences, playing in certain bowl games. You know what I'm saying? Like that year, the Big East had the Sugar Bowl. We were the Big East champion. So we didn't play a game. They just, declared us the Big East champion. And then Texas came in because they were the winner of, I guess that's back when the Southwestern Conference was in effect or whatever it's called. So that's how back then they ended up playing people is that they would go off of your record or if you won your conference. So like if Clemson won, they weren't playing in the national championship, they would go play out in the Fiesta Bowl. If you see what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So back then it really wasn't no playoffs, no brackets. It was more so the brackets were who wins the conferences and who had big years that year. Because like you could get Boise State and play Virginia Tech like they had before, and we lose to Boise State because that makes for good football. So that's what the bowl season is really for.
Okay. All right. So I got more highlights. This is another clip from 1995. For everybody that's watching, make sure you subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify and Deezer, Instagram, and on Facebook. We have former Virginia Tech Hokie offensive tackle Jay Hagood and former New York Jet, New Orleans Saint, and Miami Dolphin. All right. Let's go ahead and get into this clip. We don't own the rights to the video or the audio. Stay with us, Jay.
Over 1,000 yards in the school's history. Backside of the eye. That's Matt Davis in motion. Play fake by Brown. Adams on the slant. Adams down to the 32. If you don't know about Michael Adams by now, you better ask somebody. He has a first down after picking up 20 tosses so far, Todd. We haven't seen much of that counter that they like to use, Texas. This would be a good place for it. Virginia Tech is very good in this part of the field. Only 3 first-quarter touchdowns they've allowed all season. Texas certainly knocking on the door now. Look at that 8-man front for the Hokies. Brown into the end zone. Touchdown, Fitzgerald. Cornell Brown, both guys coming from the end position. You are looking at Phil Dawson from 52 yards out. It would equal his career best. He certainly has the leg to make it. You hit him from 55 in practice. This one's good. Dawson nails it to give the Horns a 10-0 lead. He is now 14 of 21 on the year. And you ask yourself, how close was it? Folks, it's that close. We'll be right back. One here in the first half. Still is split wide to the top of your screen. 3rd and 6 with 5:47 to play in the half. Play fake. Almost picked off, and Jennings makes the catch. Jennings with a first down at the 45-yard line. Man, I'm telling you, the safety, Chris Carter, already was taking pictures in the end zone on the interception. Have another look. Well, it's play action. Now the tight end is going to release right to the outside. This man is going to come unblocked. Watch Druckenmiller have to throw against the blitz with a man unblocked. Nobody blocks the outside rusher. He gets rid of the football. You don't think it's a game of inches? 2 inches to the inside, and Chris Carter is in the end zone for a Texas touchdown. As it turns out, Jennings, the big first down, reaches a critical punting situation for the Longhorns. Keep an eye out for number 83. Where is he? He doesn't emerge on this one. Schultes hangs it up high. Green at the 41-yard line. And here comes Brian Still. Brian Still is going to take this one to the house. Touchdown, Hokies. Mark, a great job by Frank Beamer changing up the punt return. They brought Brian Still in to return the punt, and they set up the return. They made it look like they were going for the block. They pulled out to set up the return, and they got the ball in the hands of their big play guy, Brian Still. Texas was expecting the rush. Virginia Tech went for the punt return, and Brian Still gets the Hokies. That wasn't 3 turnovers, and this score was not 17-0 instead of 10-7. The interception that almost was. 2nd and 12. Druckenmiller. Oh, and what a hit by Westbrook. He jacked him at the 35. Somebody answer the phone. Maybe that. They ran the same double screen. You take a look at the pass rush by Brackens. He's going to force the throw early, right in the face of Druckenmiller. Had Druckenmiller been able to see what was out there awaiting Edmonds, he probably would have thrown it away. He couldn't see that Westbrook was ready to make the big stick, or he probably would have thrown this one in the turf. Westbrook just laid in wait on the double screen and came up with the big collision. I'm telling you, Todd, when Brian Edmonds comes to his... We've seen Westbrook make about 4 hits like that tonight. I mean, he is not on 2nd down and 13 out of the shotgun. Druckenmiller, complete. still at the 2. Thomas, rather. And that's a good matchup for Virginia Tech. That's man-to-man, your best receiver against the strong safety who is the worst man-to-man cover guy in that secondary. That's what you want if you're Virginia Tech. You got to find those situations and exploit them. That time Jim Druckenmiller did. 7 for the Hokies. Texas coming on a blitz. Druckenmiller has still wide open. Touchdown Hokies. Holler if you love Brian Still. Well, here's the free safety. He's in man-to-man coverage because they're blitzing all the linebackers. That means there's no deep center fielder. It's man-to-man coverage, and Tajee Allen just got flat. Injuries all year. Didn't need that one. This is Ricky Williams. Lowers the hat and plows over a DB at the 43 and is down at the 40. 13 yards. First down for the Longhorns. For a baseball player, he's a heck of a running back, isn't he? This is the power that Ricky Williams possesses. The full head of steam. He gets his shoulders upfield. And even though Killer's in good position to make the tackle, he's no match for Ricky Williams when he's got a full head of speed. Look at the power and the surge behind Ricky Williams. Runs right through the free safety down. So you can play for a tie and try to get it into overtime. Out of the shotgun, 3rd and 10, pressure. Brown gets it off, and he's picked off by Torian Gray. Well, Cornell Brown is the guy who's going to get the sack and is going to knock the ball out. He's holding it loosely. Cornell Brown holds the ball, and now, right now, the ball is on the ground. And Jim Barrett picks it up, and nobody touches him. I mean, it's a heads-up. Has had 226 total yards, their lowest output of the season. And that's the play that Frank Beamer didn't call today. For Dean Blevins and Todd Blackledge, I'm Mark Jones. The final score, 28-10. Folks, it was
All right.
Man. That was a good game.
Was that a freshman?
Hey, that was a nail biter.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because it didn't look good at the beginning, but y'all picked it up, man, towards the end. And then
It's okay. It's me okay. Third easily green wave I done seen on this show. Love it.
yeah.
We appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. What type of player was Ricky Williams? Was that his freshman year?
Yeah, that was his
He got to be number 11. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he was out there toting that thing. Hey, man.
It seemed like the safeties didn't want to come up.
Hey, but after the killer got ran over, didn't nobody want to see Ricky no more.
Oh man. It was some hard hitting back then, man.
Hey man, but he brought that stank on everybody. But he played like that the whole game though. Like he was hitting cats like that the whole game. Yeah, it wasn't like one or two people. It was the whole game.
Hey, that's why he was a Heisman Trophy winner, man.
Exactly.
Yep. So in '96, what bowl game did y'all play in?
In the Orange Bowl, playing Nebraska.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that Tommy Frazier?
No, it was
Crouch.
Frost.
Frost. Yeah.
Yeah. Scott Frost. Yeah.
Scott Frost.
Hey, let me tell you something. That boy bad too, boy. Hey, some people you got to see in person.
Yeah.
Because the whole year I said he was terrible, but watching ESPN, man, that boy bad. But he was bad, boy. Yeah. Look, man, I'm a hater, but I give people their props now. You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't hate
it was in front of you. Yeah.
But I give people their props though, brother. And I tell you, boy, he's a bad man.
He was. He ended up playing for the Jets and went to safety and played on defense when he got there to the NFL, and then came back to Nebraska and started coaching as a head coach.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
talk about getting ready for the NFL and getting the opportunity to play for the the New York Jets.
before the combine, this is crazy, but we went to this guy named Buddy Morris. He worked with our agent, and this guy lived in Pennsylvania. So we went to Pennsylvania and worked out prior to that. Funny story is the town that I'm talking about, that's my wife's hometown. It met her away from there. So, but we worked out there in Sharon, Pennsylvania, and to get ready for the combines. So we went up there and kind of ran the hills, used the cold weather, you know what I'm saying, to shock our lungs. I guess that's what we're doing, but it worked. Mm-hmm. And then by the time we got through with the combine and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you're just a piece of meat in that thing. You just, if you're a lineman, they ain't looking at you. Now, I promise you, they not. They looking at your height and your wingspan. That's it. So, but after the combine, went back to Pennsylvania, worked out, then ready to go to the draft, and we all went back to Virginia Tech for the draft because we thought a lot of us was going to get drafted on the second day. Okay. Went back the second day, first round go. I knew I wasn't going to the first round. Second round, I'm getting calls from Oakland. Third round, I'm getting calls from Buffalo. Fourth round, I'm getting calls from the Jets, the Chargers. I'm getting calls from 4 or 5 different teams during the whole course of that thing. Then we didn't have the 6 rounds back then. So by the 6th round, man, I didn't want to get drafted. I wanted to pick my own place to go and you know what I'm saying, earn my way. Because I didn't want to go somewhere and all the offensive linemen were young. I want to go somewhere where they all old. And the New York Jets had the oldest offensive line in the league.
All right.
And that's why I went there.
Yep.
Nice.
So you get to the Jets, and let me see, Boomer Esiason was the quarterback?
No, it would have been Neil O'Donnell.
Neil O'Donnell. He left Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
right after the Super Bowl against the Dion and the Cowboys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We joke them all the time about that. All the time.
Okay. So, and you played how many seasons with the Jets?
I was there for 2.
Okay. Talk about the organization a little bit, and then talk about the other teams you played for.
They actually were. They had a great facility. The organization, they worked with you if you had a problem like housing, any of that stuff. The organization was there. There was nothing like the New York Jets that they did that kind of, raised your eyebrow or anything like that. We always said, we ate good. I really can't see anything besides Parcells just dragging us in the ground every day.
That's all I know, man. Yeah.
Parcells beating us in the ground every day. So that's the only thing I can see.
So it was on your team at that time, you got Curtis Martin at running back?
Well, we had Adrian Morrell. Curtis came the next year. So my first year, our running back was Adrian Morrell. And I can't think of, Richie Anderson from Penn State.
Yep, Richie Anderson.
Yeah.
And what about Keyshawn Johnson?
Oh, Key was there. Keyshawn was there. Wayne Corbett was there. All those guys. Who was the defensive end? Hugh Douglas. Yeah, he was there. James Ferrier. Lou Bush. So we were loaded because that second year we went to the playoffs.
Yep. You had Donnie Abraham at corner?
No, he came the next year.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Yeah. In your time with the Jets, playing on the offensive line, who was your hardest opponent that you remember that,
Bruce
kind of
Smith.
gave you?
Bruce Smith. Yeah, hands down. I'm saying I held on for the
I agree.
I held on for the ride, baby. I was just holding on for the ride. Wherever he get, I win.
Yeah, I know you had to have a quick step for real. Man.
Oh man. And then the way he spin back inside, man, it is something fierce. Like, and it's violent. Like, it's like you see guys be sweeping low. It's violent. Like, his hands violent, and Like it's violent.
Oh yeah, I definitely understand, man.
Yeah.
So, so I know
You-
you played overseas as well. NFL Europe.
Yeah.
Talk about
I played for 3 teams over there. I played for Frankfurt Galaxy for 2 years, and I played for the Berlin Thunder. But I won a World Bowl with Frankfurt and one with Berlin.
Yep.
Yeah.
nice.
You guys had Sean Ellis on the team too. That's what It's Me Okay said.
Yeah. That's it.
Oh, the Jets.
That's my second year. Yeah.
Was he from what? North Carolina Tar Heels?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you go to talk about the Dolphins. Who was the coach there?
It was
Dave?
no, it's Jimmy Johnson. What am I
Jimmy
thinking about?
Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so that'd been 98. Yeah.
All right. How did you like Miami?
It's Miami.
oh man, what not to like? For real.
That's all I can say.
Yeah, you say no more.
The organization was off the chain. It's Miami.
Oh yeah,
There's
most
nothing bad to say. There's nothing bad. I'm telling you that. They just end every question about me. It was great. Because really, I'll be honest, it was more Hollywood there. I wasn't used to the Hollywood effect.
Okay.
Until I got to Miami. Now Miami, boy, it was had a Hollywood effect.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I believe it.
Marino was still quarterback, right?
Yeah, Dan was. Yep.
Okay. Yep. I think was he at Parmalee at running back?
We had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar
Okay.
at running back. Yeah, and then we had
From UCLA.
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, we had him and dang, I can't remember nobody else. Man, I'm old. I done got old.
I just followed football all my life, so it's kind of like I can when you start naming the teams, I can remember the players because really watching them like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
So
talk about life after football. What was next? Talk about life after football. What was next?
Oh man, when I got done, I tried to embark on coaching. I went into coaching in NFL Europe, as a matter of fact, and left NFL Europe. Then I had a training facility back in Eastleigh. I moved home and thought I was going to settle down there, and that didn't work out. But ended up selling the training facility, and then I went to work, got me a regular job, and then the pandemic hit, and met my wife. She said either be in my bubble or out of it until it's over. So I said, I'm going to be in your bubble. I left everything I had.
That's right, right? That's right there.
And came on home. My wife gave me a command. I came up there. I was not losing this woman. So
no, man.
So I see that you after football, did you run any camps and stuff like that? Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. I used to have a camp in Eastleigh. It's been a few years ago, but yeah, we had a lot of guys coming in. Guys that I knew. Former players. Even guys that I played with at Tech, they would stop through, and it was basic football. Teaching kids the proper way to do things, like the proper way to hold your head up. To tackle, the proper way to tackle somebody, which I think that's where a lot of the coaches, they get behind on that part, because now we're sitting around with, people like me with CTE. So, so that was one of the bases for my camps, was teaching them how to not get injured. Because when you play football, you get injured and have no idea if you're injured or not. So,
yeah. That's true, man.
All right. Well, I got some video of the camps, and you get an interview with them. For everybody that's watching, make sure you hit that subscribe button on YouTube, hit that notification button. Follow us on Spotify, Deezer, Instagram, and Facebook. We have former Virginia Tech Hokie offensive tackle Jay Hagood. He also played with New York Jets, Miami Dolphins, and New Orleans Saints. We're going to go ahead and get into this clip. We don't own the rights to it. Jay, stay with us, okay?
All right, gotcha.
PostCamp Interview with Jay Hagood.
best offensive line coach on this side of the Eastern Seaboard. I mean, I normally don't just kind of throw titles or tags out there, but just from experience, we worked together for a number of camps, and to be able to take that experience and parlay it and share that with kids at a variety of different levels, to me, that's been most impressive. Is there anything that just kind of motivates you to be able to share that knowledge? Because some people can't really parlay it to guys with different skill sets, but you've been able to do that.
I think I've always believed that someone gave to me, so I'm going to give back. And I think that's what makes it easy. And then just to see the look in the kids' eyes to find out things that they don't know about, like the simplest things, like getting in the stance, and it makes it easier. So I think for me to help them understand that the game of football is actually very, very simple and not complicated, I think that's what makes it easy to convert it over.
I learned something today from you when you talked about I've always heard about the 6-inch step, but you mentioned something about the 3-inch step, and it made so much sense to keep that stability, not overstriding or whatever the case. Will you just touch on that a little bit? We'll give them a little nugget, even though they didn't come to camp. Let's give them a little taste.
Exactly. I think where a lot of coaches, misinterpret the 6-inch step is that when you get in a right-handed stance and you have to go to your left foot's going to be up. So if you take a 6-inch step in your left foot, you're going to overextend yourself. So you have to cut it back, half of it, and basically at a 3-inch step to where you're actually still stable, so you don't overstride. So it helps you with your front foot. So even if you're in a left-handed stance, you take a 6-inch step with your right foot, it creates stability and not separation from both feet.
Awesome. You heard it here first. A guy who could take a complex matter and simplify it. That's the name of the game. Anything different for 2018 that you've seen or you've noticed or you want to bring to the table as we take it on tour?
I think the biggest thing is seeing the excitement of kids and understanding, because a lot of kids don't want to play O-line or D-line. They want to be a linebacker or they want to be a wide receiver, and there's nothing wrong with that. Right. But the game of football is played up front, and I think for 2018, I think what's really going to help with camp linemen is the excitement and the experience of the knowledge that they're getting from the coaches and the instructors, because these are not guys that are just coming out of the gym lifting weights every day. These are guys that have the experience. So these kids are actually listening to guys who actually been in the trenches and understand what really goes on besides just what we read in the book.
Awesome. Well, once again, you heard it here. Coach Jay Hagood, Virginia Tech alumni. All you Hokies out there, make sure you follow JayHagood. It's all good with Hagood.
All right.
All good with Hagood. All right. Yeah, man. Look like you had some great times, man, at the camps, man. It looked like it meant a lot to you.
I'm gonna tell you, it was good working with the kids, man, and especially the ones that want to learn. As a lineman camp, people, all linemen want to learn. They don't know nothing. They want to learn. So
okay, that's good.
All right. So somebody else tuned in. We appreciate it. Jay and Stay Hope. It says Horizon. That's my baby Jay.
Oh, that's my wife.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. That's our CTE.
Allowing him to come on the show tonight. Thank you, man.
Oh yeah, thank you so much. Oh yeah.
Yeah, she advertises to everybody. She that's our CTE channel.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Talk about that a little bit. When did you find out about CTE? Or were you diagnosed with it? Like, talk about that moment.
Symptoms of it, whatever.
Yeah, I had like most people, I had the symptoms. I had the outburst. I had everything was irritating. Like somebody could say something out their mouth, man, I was ready to jump. I'm talking about jump on them. Then the clinginess, what I'm saying, like the clinginess to my wife, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Which thank God she don't mind, you know what I'm saying, but it became, you know what I'm saying, what I'm saying, where you feel lonely. You feel lonely, and then you start feeling kind of suicidal. And so once I went and checked myself into, I went to Horizon, I believe, Mental Institute here in Raleigh. And once I went and checked myself in, and once I got checked in, that's when they discovered that I had a TBI, suspected CTE. So being told that, I don't know how you felt, but I know for me, it was a blow to my manhood.
Yeah, man.
Because I felt like I wasn't going to be able to operate correctly, like operate normally as a man. Because there are times I forget things. There's times where I get lost. And I'm only 51, and that shouldn't be happening to me.
No, yeah.
So,
That's true.
so to know all of that stuff goes on, and really the only people that understands that is somebody else that has it. Like people don't understand like the getting lost. Oh, it's funny. No, when you're lost, and have no clue where you're at.
Yeah.
That feeling of being alone and feeling like everybody left you and why ain't nobody looking for me? You know what I'm saying? That's the feeling that you get. It goes into a rabbit hole. Everything goes into a rabbit hole. Like, you know what I'm saying? My wife don't love me. Why ain't she kiss me today? Why didn't she? You know what I'm saying? You worry about everything. You got so much anxiety. But when they told me that and they started working with my meds and figured out what my balance was going to be, I have sporadic arguments with my wife still, but not like how they were before I got on the medication. The only thing that helped was God and the medication. So, and I'm thankful for it. You know what I'm saying? People always say, "Oh, you don't have to have medication." I'm telling you right now, you got suspected CTE, you better be on something.
Something, man. Yeah. Real. Yeah, because it's hard to deal with it alone. Like you said, those times when you're by yourself and you don't got nobody to call on and you start getting in that deep depression and like those those thoughts and stuff, man, like you dead on. So I feel where you're coming from, and I appreciate you sharing that with us.
Yeah, and I appreciate y'all having this platform for me to be able to come on, and I appreciate my wife creating the platform because we don't need to be embarrassed about it. We as victims of CTE, however you want to call it, people that's got suspected CTE, you cannot suffer alone. Suffering alone causes people to kill themselves.
Yes,
it's not an embarrassment. There's nothing wrong with that. I play football. Even if I knew I was gonna get it again, I still play football.
Tell me, I love it. I love the game.
So ain't nothing nobody can tell me. If you went, people ask me that all the time. If you went back, would you? No. That's what got me here.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what got me like. Well, that's why I'm on this show. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm speaking with somebody else that's dealing with the same thing I'm dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, and that's the thing is that, like, the one thing that I can say my girls and my wife, they do, the girls just let me explode on them. But it ain't nothing negative. It's just be dumb stuff that's just in my head. And they just look at me like I'm crazy. They just look like pops. You know what I'm saying? But they know what's going on.
Irritated and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. You get irritated and trying to get it off your chest and all that stuff. The biggest thing is for people, if that person who has suspected CTE needs to talk to them. I'm telling you, all my friends call me now, the ones that have it. They'll pick it up. I'm like, I'll talk to them because I know what they're going through. I've been to the edge to where I wanted to kill myself. And, you know, thank goodness, you know, my wife is a nurse by trade. You know, she found the right things to do and you know what I'm saying, how to talk to the doctors. And, you know, man, I wouldn't know
where to go.
You know what I'm saying? But
that's my wife.
Thank God I got a wife that's a nurse. So,
man, thank God. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that ain't nothing but God. So I'm thankful, but I pray for everybody every day, and I make sure that I take my meds. And you know, guys, you got to take your meds. Even in the beginning, they're gonna make you feel loopy. Once you get out the loopy stage, it's fine. Yep. Like now, I feel just fine. I started my new medication back in February. It's May now. I don't even. Only thing I can tell is that I'm like my old self, Jay. I can make decisions. I can go tell my wife I love her. I can go, you know, I can go get in the car and go if I want to without hesitation. You know, thinking, am I supposed to leave? Should I be staying here? You know what I'm saying? So that's the things that I, you know, the medication for me, that's what's done work for me. So
Okay.
Yeah. So do you have a message for the youth?
I tell you what, the message for the youth is, I know you hear it 1,000 times. Your grades mean more than what you do on the field.
Yeah.
I was talking to a kid today. I said, okay, what would I have done if I didn't make any money playing ball in the beginning as a kid? I had no aspirations of doing, you know what I'm saying? What I wanted to do, I couldn't do no more. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I asked the kid, I said, what do you want to do? And he told me, and I said, what's your backup plan? I said, let me tell you something. You got pharmaceutical salesmen, you got doctors, lawyers making the same thing, rookie offensive lineman or just a player who's making but $450 now? I said, you got those guys making that, so you can make that same money and not bust your head wide open. So my message for the youth is be patient and smart on the decisions that you make. That's it.
Right.
All right.
Man, good stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Any
it.
shout outs before we head out?
Oh man, shout out to my wife for bringing that jersey behind me during the course of
Yeah. Shout out to wifey. Thank you.
Yeah, and shout out to my girls, Olivia, Andrea, Lydia, Destiny, and Kevin.
Yeah.
Shout out to Easley, baby. Shout out to the
Easily. All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I may not go down there much, but boy, that's still my hometown.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
that's all the shout outs I want to give, man. And shout out to both of y'all, man, for having this platform.
Oh
Very
yeah. No problem,
informative,
man.
and I appreciate you guys having me on.
Oh man, we
Appreciate
thank you.
Yes, sir. And prayers with you with the struggle of CTE for both of you guys. And we enjoyed having you on the show. And if you know anybody like yourself that has a story, we'd love to have them on as well.
All right.
Definitely.
Sounds good. I'll send them your way.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
please do. Take care,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Thank you for everything.
Hey, thank y'all, brothers.
Yes, sir.
All right.
You guys tune into another edition of the Sports Shop 27. My name is Jermaine Coulter. I'd like to thank my main man, KJ, former Clemson cornerback from 99 to 2002, and also today's special guest, former Virginia Tech Hokie offensive tackle, New York Jet, Miami Dolphin, New Orleans Saint, and NFL Europe Super Bowl winner,
Yeah,
Mr. Jet.
big time.
Good. All right.
Man,
We
tell
appreciate you coming on the show. It was a delight. Love to have you back on. And for everybody watching, make sure y'all subscribe. Cop that merch. The link will be below at the end of the show. And we appreciate you tuning in, okay?
Thank y'all.
Until next time, you know our motto, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. All
That's
right.
right.
We'll see you next episode. Until then, be safe. Peace.
All right, man.